Hey everyone. It feels like every day there's a new AI tool promising to change the world, right?
It can definitely feel that way.
But today we're diving deep into one that is actually living up to the hype AudiSage.
Definitely.
It's basically your AI voiceover artist in the cloud, ready to elevate any project, really.
And what's really impressive is how easy it is to use, even if you aren't super techy.
Right. That's huge.
You don't need a big budget or a fancy studio to make your content sound professional.
Exactly. So let's say, you're a content creator with a great idea for a video, but finding a good voiceover artist is like pulling teeth.
It can be so hard to find the right voice, let alone deal with all the back and forth and the costs.
Yeah, it can be a whole thing.
But with AudiSage, you just type in your script and pick a voice.
It's really that straightforward.
Yeah. And there's a whole library of these AI voices to choose from, and you can fine-tune them to get the tone just right.
Wow, so you mean like you can make the voice sound excited or serious or whatever fits the video?
Exactly. And the tech behind this is fascinating, really.
Oh, I bet. What's going on under the hood?
Well, AudiSage uses these really sophisticated AI models, right, machine learning models, to analyze human speech patterns.
Huh. So it's not just reading text, it's like learning how real people talk.
Yeah, exactly. It picks up on all those subtle things we do when we speak, like the pauses and the changes in tone, all those little things that convey emotion.
So that's how the AI voices sound so natural.
Yeah, and you can even tweak the settings to make the voice sound even more like.
Like add a specific accent or something.
Yeah, or like to emphasize certain words or phrases.
Okay, so let's imagine I'm making, I don't know, like a tutorial video. And I want the voiceover to be clear and engaging, but also, friendly and approachable.
Perfect example. So you could start by choosing a voice from the library that you think fits your brand or, the audience you're trying to reach.
Right.
And then you can use the settings to fine-tune the delivery, like adding a little more emphasis here, adjusting the pacing there, even adding a few subtle pauses to make it feel more conversational.
It's like directing an actor, but in the digital world.
Exactly. You have that much control.
And you mentioned machine learning earlier. Can you break that down for us a bit more? Like, what does that even mean?
So basically, these models, they're trained on huge amounts of data, right? Recordings of real people speaking.
Oh, so like the AI is learning from actual human conversations.
Yeah, it's like, teaching a computer to speak by letting it listen to thousands of hours of conversation.
That makes sense. So the more data these models have, the more realistic the AI voices become.
Precisely. And AudiSage is constantly being updated with new data, so the voices are getting better and better all the time.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. And, it's not just content creators who are using this tech.
Right. It's being used in so many different fields now.
Yeah, like education, e-learning, business marketing.
It's everywhere. So let's talk about education for a second. How is AudiSage making learning more engaging?
Well, imagine you're taking an online course.
Okay.
Instead of having that robotic text-to-speech voice reading everything out loud.
Oh, you mean like the ones that sound super monotone and boring?
Yeah, exactly. AudiSage can create a narrator that sounds like a real person, someone who can convey enthusiasm and make complex topics easier to grasp.
So it's like having your own personal tutor, right?
In a way, yeah. And it's great for language learning, too, because you can hear authentic pronunciation.
And it can be super helpful for students who might have trouble reading, like if they have dyslexia.
It makes education so much more accessible.
Absolutely. Now, how are businesses using AudiSage?
Oh, tons of ways.
Like what?
Like creating marketing videos, product demos, internal training materials.
Okay.
And especially for businesses that are global, AudiSage can translate all of that into multiple languages.
Oh, wow. So no more need for expensive voiceover artists in every language.
Exactly. It streamlines the whole process.
And I know you mentioned accessibility earlier. How else is AudiSage being used to make content more inclusive?
Well, think about all the content that's out there in written form, like websites, online documents.
Yeah.
AudiSage can convert all of that into high-quality audio.
So people with visual impairments can access that information more easily.
Exactly. It's really powerful.
It really is. It's amazing how versatile AudiSage is.
It's not just a one-trick pony.
No, not at all. It's a tool that can be used in so many different ways to enhance creativity, improve communication, and make content more accessible.
And it's just the beginning. I think we're going to see even more amazing applications for AI audio in the future.
Okay, so before we move on, I want to hear from our listeners today.
Yeah, let's open up the conversation a bit. How do you see yourself using AI audio tools like AudiSage?
Yeah. We'd love to hear your thoughts, whether you're a pro or just getting started.
How could AI audio, like, change the game for your projects?
Exactly. Maybe you're a podcaster and you're like, man, I wish I could add some like really cool sound effects to my episodes.
Or you're a teacher and you want to create these personalized lessons for each student, like with audio that adapts to their learning style.
I mean, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
It's wild. Like, we're entering this whole new era of audio creation
Right.
where anyone can make something amazing.
And one thing that's really caught my eye is how realistic these AI voices are getting.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible.
We're talking voices that can like nail a regional dialect or even mimic someone's unique vocal quirks.
I know, right? Like, imagine a historical documentary where the narrator sounds like they're actually from that time period.
Whoa, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Or a language learning app where the AI tutors speak with different accents.
Exactly. And it's not just about realism. These AI voices can convey a wider range of emotions, too.
So they're getting more and more versatile, basically.
Exactly. Which opens up so many creative doors.
Speaking of creative doors, I'm curious about how all of this might impact the world of entertainment.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
I mean, we've already seen AI being used to create music and visual effects, so it feels like audio is next.
For sure. I mean, there are already game studios experimenting with AI to generate dialogue and music.
Wait, really? So, like, instead of hiring a whole team of voice actors and composers,
Yeah.
they could just use AI?
It's definitely a possibility, But I don't think AI will ever fully replace human artists.
Right. It's more like a tool to help them.
Exactly. It can streamline things and maybe open up new ways to tell stories.
Like, imagine a video game where the dialogue changes based on what you do in the game.
That would be wild, like a truly personalized experience.
It would be. But it also makes me wonder, as these AI voices become more realistic, how will we even know if we're listening to a real person or an AI?
That's a great question, and I think transparency is key.
Meaning?
Like, creators need to be upfront about when they're using AI voices, especially if it's for something like a news report or a documentary.
Where authenticity really matters.
Exactly. And then there's the whole ethical side of things.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
We need to make sure this technology isn't used to deceive people or infringe on anyone's rights.
Like, what about voice cloning? I feel like that could get tricky.
For sure. Imagine someone using AI to create a fake audio recording of someone saying something they never actually said.
That's scary. And it could be used to spread misinformation or damage someone's reputation.
Exactly. So we need to be very careful about how this technology is developed and used.
It's like with any powerful tool, there's always the potential for misuse.
Right. And it's up to all of us to make sure AI is used for good.
To make the world a better place, basically.
Exactly. And I think one area where we're already seeing a lot of positive impact is in accessibility.
Right. We talked about that a little earlier.
Yeah, AI audio has the power to make information and experiences more accessible for people with disabilities.
Like, imagine a museum exhibit where you can listen to descriptions of the artifacts.
Or a website that automatically reads all the text out loud.
It's like we're creating a more inclusive world where everyone can participate.
That's the goal. And it's amazing to see how technology can help us get there.
And one thing I really love about AudiSage and these other AI audio tools is that they're making it easier for anyone to create something cool.
Like, you don't need a fancy studio anymore to produce high-quality audio.
Exactly. Anyone can make a podcast, an audiobook, anything they can imagine.
It's really democratizing creativity.
It is. So as we look ahead, I think it's important to remember that this is all still evolving. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible with AI audio.
Yeah, it's like a wide open frontier.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting.
Who knows what we'll be able to create in the future?
But one thing's for sure, AI audio is here to stay.
It's already changing the way we experience sound.
And it's up to us to shape what that future looks like.
To decide how we want to use this incredible technology.
That's a great question to think about as we wrap up our deep dive into AudiSage and this whole world of AI audio.
Yeah, what kind of future will you create? What stories will you tell? What sounds will you bring to life?
I love that. I mean, it really feels like AI audio is going to change everything.
It already is.
Right. And it's so exciting to think about all the possibilities, all the ways we can use this technology to connect with people, to learn new things, to express ourselves.
And to make the world a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we also need to be mindful of the ethical implications, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, we need to make sure this technology is used responsibly and that it doesn't infringe on anyone's rights or privacy.
It's a powerful tool, and with great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
Exactly. So as we move forward, let's keep exploring, keep experimenting, keep pushing the boundaries, but always with a sense of ethics and responsibility guiding us.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
So go out there and create something amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Let your imagination run wild.
Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment. That's how we discover new things.
And who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to come up with the next big breakthrough in AI audio.
It could be anyone listening right now. And that's what's so cool about all of this. It's like this huge open frontier.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's just the beginning. I have a feeling we're going to see some incredible things in the years to come.
Oh, for sure. The future of audio is bright, especially with AI leading the way.
Can't wait to see what we create together. And that's it for our deep dive into AudiSage, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Keep creating and keep exploring the amazing world of sound.
Until next time.